Good afternoon, guys. Bill McMillan here with IndyWX.com. About 5:45 as we record this video update for you, and a couple of showers and thunderstorms dot the central Indiana landscape here this afternoon, moving into Elwood and Fairmont and Marion, also around Muncie and just north of Portland as well. Those will dissipate as we go into the overnight hours. And while we have enjoyed some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity across some portions of the state over the past couple of days, the main message of this forecast update is going to be a continued dry weather pattern as we move through the upcoming 7 to 10 day period. That said, it has been, despite the dry weather, a cool September to date, running officially just over 2 degrees below normal, about 2.5 degrees below normal at Indianapolis, and also very dry across most of the state with the exception of far southern portions of Indiana. Again, the main message of this forecast update is that the dry weather will continue, and while we're going to continue to enjoy some bonus summertime heat over the upcoming week, there are changes brewing there as well that will bring in a much cooler close to the month of September and open to October. We'll take a look at the upper air pattern here off of the European Ensemble courtesy of weatherbell.com, and as we put this into motion, the main message here is just going to be the expanding ridge across the eastern half of the country and the Great Lakes in particular as we go into the latter portions of this week and on into the weekend. That will be responsible for temperatures around the 90-degree mark, certainly very summer-like here over the upcoming weekend and into early next week. That said, though, the pattern changes as we close the month of September and open the month of October with the trough returning into the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Northeast. That will be responsible for a much cooler weather pattern overall as we go into the last couple of days of the month and open up October. Just for reference here, this is a look at the GFS Ensemble 5-day average temperature anomalies, and obviously the pattern here in the short term is very easy with unseasonably cold conditions across the west. By the way, there will continue to be some high mountain snow out that way, and unseasonably warm summer-like conditions across the eastern portion of the country. So given where we've been so far this month and where we are going to be over the next 5 to 7 days, it's a total flip-flop of the overall pattern. But as we look out into the last couple of days of the month, and this is centered on the 8 to 13 day period, again the pattern flips once again and provides the cooler pattern across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley region while the west warms up. I will say though, this is likely to be transient as well. I don't think we return to the anomalous warmth that we've seen over the past couple of days moving into October. But nonetheless, I think the main message as we move into the month of October is that a warmer than average month overall does loom despite the cool start to the month. But we'll talk about that once we get to it. Taking a look this evening at the forecast radar here off the HRRR, will show those showers and thunderstorms beginning to dissipate as they move off to the east and dry weather returns. The overall, the next couple of days should be drier compared to the past couple of days, and that will set the stage for a dry weekend as well and an unseasonably warm weekend at that. Certainly making up for lost time compared to how cool we've been so far this month. Taking a look to close this evening at the GFS, we'll put this into motion, and despite the tropical activity looming across the Caribbean and just off the eastern seaboard, we'll focus here on the Midwest and Ohio Valley. And while a cold front will approach the region before washing out late Wednesday into Thursday, that may be enough to spark another scattered shower or thunderstorm or two across the region during that time frame before that area of high pressure really expands and just takes control of the area as we go into the upcoming weekend. Again, dry conditions will come of that, along with unseasonably warm conditions as well, with temperatures approaching the 90-degree mark this weekend and into early next week. It's not until we get out to the latter portions of next week where a cold front will limp into the Ohio Valley, and it may be enough to spark some shower and thunderstorm activity out there across the latter portions of next week. But the main impacts of this cold front will be a cooler pattern moving in here to close the month of September and open October. We're very confident of that as temperatures continue to resemble summer in the near term, but transition more towards what we would expect and even a little bit cooler than that to close the month and open the month of October. Guys, thank you for logging on to NDWX.com. Have a great evening. We'll talk with you soon.